Please don't tell me you are giving me another tough gaming graphics card. I'm gonna cancel the shoot right now.
No, Lanjing. ASUS sent us this.
No, tough gaming 3060 Ti, please.
3060 haven't come. Today we got the ROG Strix 3080 some more.
Finally a new series of graphics card. Okay, I can start working now. Okay, 开工. Introducing the ASUS Strix GeForce RTX 3080 OC graphics card. Well, since it's our first time unboxing a Strix series graphics card, let's take a look at some of the features it offers. First up, it features XL-Tech fans with a new larger heatsink with more fins and surface area. More power means more heat, and more heat means you'll need better cooling to keep your graphics card from getting fried. The middle fan now features 13 fins, while the one on the side features 11 fins each. This increases static pressure to effectively suck heat out, while the slimmer barrier ring improves lateral intake for better airflow. To reduce turbulence, the middle fan spins in the opposite direction, and all the fans will shut off when the GPU is under 55 degrees, so there will be less noise when it's not under heavy loads. This card is slightly thicker than its tough gaming cousins, with a 2.9 slot design. This is to accommodate a bigger heatsink, so you'll have more thermal headroom for all the extra power and performance from the new chipset. And of course, to fit all that power, this card utilizes 3 8-pin connectors here in the front, which by the way looks super cool because of this giant addressable RGB element right here. Being an ROG card, naturally it can be controlled by ROG's Armoury Crate software to match the rest of your ROG family. You can choose from a bunch of lighting modes, including color cycle, strobing, breathing, and of course the ever-popular rainbow wave. But what if I want to vertical mount my GPU? Can you see also what? Well, ROG has already thought about it and they designed a brand new shroud made of mixed surface texture. As you can see, it looks very cool in black and grey, and when you turn it on, the RGB lighting is actually spilling from the side. Anyway, that's enough about the design of the graphics card itself. Now, let's talk about a new feature that NVIDIA has recently introduced, which will help gamers to gain an advantage over the competition. And no, it's not more frames per second. I mean, though, obviously that helps too. But today, we will be talking about system latency. I'm sure gamers out there have heard of or used the term latency, and most commonly the word network latency, which is the delay between your game client to the multiplayer server. System latency, on the other hand, is the delay between peripheral input and changes on screen. For example, the delay between physically clicking your mouse button and the screen showing your gun firing. Why is it important? Well, system latency can affect a lot of things, from flick shots to hit registration. You know that feeling when you're so sure that you got that opponent, but the game showed that you missed instead. In this example, the gun was fired when the crosshair was on top of the opponent, but somehow it didn't hit the enemy. Although you look like you damn zut. But due to system latency, the game engine actually reads that the position of your crosshair is behind the target. So in this case, it means that your eyes are living in the past. So now that we know how system latency can potentially affect our gameplay, how can NVIDIA graphics card help? Just a few months ago, NVIDIA introduced the NVIDIA Reflex SDK, which helps you measure and reduce system latency in competitive games. To understand how NVIDIA Reflex can help, first we must understand what is end-to-end system latency. So, between your mouse and your monitor, there are actually still a lot of processes happening before your input is registered on your screen. Let me tell you how. When you input a command with your mouse, it will then be sent to the CPU to process and then submit a new frame to the GPU to be rendered. The GPU then renders the new frame and then send it to your display for your eyes to see. And this process is called render latency. In GPU-bound loads, where the CPU is processing frame faster than the GPU can render, the NVIDIA Reflex low latency mode can optimize the pipeline to eliminate the GPU render queue and to reduce the CPU's back pressure. In CPU-bound loads, on the other hand, the NVIDIA Reflex offers a feature called the low latency boost, which basically overrides your GPU power-saving feature to make sure that your GPU clock stays high. So, regardless of whether your game is GPU or CPU bound, the NVIDIA Reflex SDK intelligently adapts and reduces render latency so gamers won't have to compromise by lowering their game setting. So currently, the games that support NVIDIA Reflex are Apex Legends, Fortnite, Valorant, Call of Duty Warzone, and more to come. But now, since we have talked about system latency, how do we measure it? In the past, you'll need super expensive stuff like high-speed camera, engineering equipment, and a modified mouse just to do it. But now, you can just do it here with just your monitor. Yes, new compatible 360Hz G-Sync displays, like these ROG PG259QN monitors we have here, come with the NVIDIA Reflex Latency Analyzer. All you have to do is plug your mouse into the designated Reflex Latency Analyzer USB port, which works as a pass-through to the PC without adding any latency. Then go to GeForce Experience and enable the latency metric setting under your performance overlay options. And ta-da! You can now view your PC and display latency in real time. You can do this with any mouse. But if you are using compatible mice like the ROG Chakram here, you can also measure the latency of the mouse itself. And you'll also get a final piece of the puzzle to measure your complete end-to-end system latency. King, right? So now that you know why low system latency is just as important as having high FPS, buy graphics card. This one good ah? Compatible 360Hz monitor. Buy two lagi siya. Compatible mouse. Just buy lah, don't ask, okay, recommend. Heidi, buy. For all the product links, please head over to the description box and prepare to swipe. I hope you enjoyed my introduction of the ROG Strix GeForce RTX 3080 OC graphics card, as well as my overview of the NVIDIA's new Reflex SDK. This is Christina from Salty News Network signing out.